come back out to you one more time. So I'm gonna be talking about this. Last night, if you looked on my Instagram, and I think also Facebook, but mostly just Instagram, you just saw that I had band-aids on. Like this is my cut. The one out here is a little bit, a little bit deeper, but they stopped bleeding, so that's the good thing about it. Because the other one on my actual back of my hand is a little bit like wider. Try to keep the band-aid on. When I wash my hands a lot, obviously, like you should be doing in the first place. Um, the band-aids don't really stay on, but I think they have band-aids, like waterproof band-aids. I think I got the cheaper one. Remember the other one with like the material looking one? I know what I'm talking about. I think it's also a darker color. Hey, so I was with the baby in KK yesterday. I was walking to the daycare. Mind you, probably shouldn't be walking. It was like 70 degrees. Then it got to like 95 in New York. New York was hot as hell. Thank you for the thumbs up. New York was hot. I'm gonna say hot as hell yesterday, but honestly, by the time it got to 90, I was in the park with KK, and it wasn't because I was in a lot of trees. I didn't feel the heat, so it felt kind of breezy even at 90. It felt more hotter at 70 and 80 degrees. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie to you. And it was just interesting because it got to like 90 degrees around like I want to say 4 or 5 o'clock. I thought it would be like 90 around 12, but I think also because the sun was going down, it wasn't as hot. It could be, hey, how you doing? So it was yeah. So I'm walking with the baby, going to the daycare, and then the Brooklyn streets are just a hot mess. When I say streets, I mean really the sidewalk. Because I was walking, I wasn't walking in the street. I was walking on the sidewalk. And sometimes, all right, I got a jogger. I don't have like an off-road jogger, if that makes any sense. If you don't know, all right, I had a bigger jogger for KK, which is in the storage. But because I do foster care, they gave me a stroller, and I really didn't want the stroller, but they only gave you a certain budget, so I had to get a cheaper stroller. So you know, even the part what covers the baby head on top, the that thing doesn't even stay up, like they kind of popped up and kind of really protect their head from the sun. It wasn't. It's not really doing that. um, what else? This is kind of a. It doesn't have the one wheel in the front like a jogger. Like I love joggers. I feel like especially for New York City, but not the mini ones. Unless it's the mini one with the one wheel in the front, I feel like that one wheel really you probably feel like it's off balance and it's three wheels. No, that one wheel is pretty good, but it's usually the bike tires. So I feel like because the bike tires, I feel like can do more than regular tires. Well, the front wheel went over fine. The back wheel went over fine. My leg did not go over fine. And I ended up falling. I was on that floor. If honestly, it felt like forever, but it probably was like about 10 seconds. And then somebody was looking behind me. She was on the phone. She was talking, and she came to help me. Stuff fell out the stroller. I'm on the floor. I'm bleeding. I'm looking at my hand. I picked up my phone. I'm throwing the phone. The phone still. After I threw it, because I threw it to my right hand because my right hand got hurt. My right hand got hurt, right? And because my hand is kind of like stinging, not like deep or like cutting whatever. The smaller cuts be doing the most damage. Like when you get pimple cut, like oh my gosh, every time you touch something, it's crazy, right? So it was just a hot mess. When I say a hot mess, it was a hot mess. So I couldn't believe it was happening to me. Like I was walking. I was like, I just fell. I just did a timber down on the floor. I'm so confused on how did I get here? How did I get on the floor? Like when I was on the floor, I was like, what the hell just happened? KK about to cry because KK didn't have school yesterday because school had the day off, 2 days for Memorial Day. KK about to cry. I'm like, girl, stop crying. I'm good. Her chalk fell. She picked up her chalk. I was like, you're not gonna help me. Kiki was like, no, I can't help you. You too big. Girl, not my daughter calling me too big and fat to be helping me. Like, what? Oh my gosh. It's so flipping crazy. I could not believe I was on the floor. Like, I don't trip often, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I guess it's making up for lost time for me having all these things So my hand went down. Lucky I didn't break it either because the way it fell. But I was going down slowly when it fell. You know when you fall, you always going like in slow motion. Probably you have it very fast, but I don't know. But I fell and I was like, my leg twisted and I was like, oh my God, it's going to break. So I kind of, I don't know if I did it automatically or just whatever. It kind of, I touched my body along with it. So I felt like it didn't give it, it was pressure to go down. And then my hand went like this. It was already going down. I'm like, shh. This is a weird way to fall. You feel me? Look, like the way my arm was going, I thought probably got to, the whole thing was a hot, disgusting mess. The whole thing was crazy. I could not believe. I was like, this is crazy. I could not believe it was hot. Like, I was in so much shock. I was still in, like, I'm in the aftermath of the shock, but I just could not believe. You would have thought that I got hurt. But when I ever got hurt, I've never been in shock. Like, and I've been cut by glass before in my neck, so I could say I've been hurt. Almost died when I was a kid at 8. And I was more shocked yesterday than I was at 8 years old. I only shocked at 8 years old when I saw the blood, but it didn't hurt. Your adrenaline's pumping. I feel like when you fall, your adrenaline don't pump as much, so you just still. I don't know. I don't really know. I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you what or how it works. But oh my gosh, I was in shock. Then when I got home, and look at my bills that night, which was yesterday night, I was in more shock. So if y'all don't know, I've been adulting for years now. But this year I've been really adulting. Last year I've been adulting, right? So I have to get insurance through Medicaid. Like I have to go through the marketplace. I don't know if you have the marketplace, but I know New York City has a marketplace. Because these cities, these states be doing their own things. So I don't know what the other states are doing. But they have this thing, Medicaid, and they have marketplace. You got to pay for coverage under like Fidelis, Emblem, what's the other ones? I can't think of any other ones right now. You pick those things and then you get your insurance. You pay the whatever, and then you have a deductible and all this. Like, I never had to deal with that kind of stuff before. I feel like in school, instead of taking algebra, because I never use that in real life, um, I guess we kind of use algebra without, we probably use certain math, but we don't think about it as that math. I feel like trigonometry or um, geometry, what else? What else did I do in school? Uh, I would say that woodshop class, stagecraft didn't help me, but I got to get that job because of that, so I can't say that, that didn't help me in real life. What stuff I did in school and I feel like I didn't really need. Um, any math and almost every science class, I didn't need that. Like, honestly. Y'all need to give you practical stuff. Talk about insurance. Talk about taking self-care. Talk about mental health. Talk about, like, basic math, basically you're gonna need. I feel like it also depends on which culture, which career you're going in. But the career I'm going in didn't need algebra. I feel like algebra is more like if I have $100, but A plus B, and 50 is A, and B is 50, obviously gonna be 100. Or if you want to find, oh, 50 plus B equals 100. I feel like we do those kind of math, but we don't see it as algebra. So I feel like we do it almost, almost, almost every day. So I feel like we do a part of it, like beginner's algebra every day, right? But the regular other stuff, it is no need for it. I need to know how to understand deductibles. Okay, so now I got insurance, right? I have a certain deductible that I gotta pay. Now I'm paying for doctor's visits for my eye because I don't just go to the eye doctor. They do imaging for the back of my eye. They do this other stuff. I'm thinking because it says on my card for primary care it's 25, which is already arm, a leg, and a titty for me. For a specialist, it's $50, which is the arm, a leg, and a titty for me. I think my prescriptions are under 20. I want to say, but so far I paid $20 the most for medication, and that was for eye drops. I paid $4, I think, for allergy medication. I think it's only a month worth. I gotta make sure when I go to Florida, I have allergy medication with me because if not, I'm going to be over. But so yeah, so it's just so difficult for me, It's so difficult for me. When I got my bill, they showed me what the insurance paid and then what they want me to pay. 200 and change. I'm thinking I'm having to do more YouTube videos to find more content just to be able to pay for my medical bills. I'm not a person who's gonna beg people for money. That's not gonna happen. Like that's not what I'm gonna go on here this platform like, oh my gosh, guys, I need the money. I always want to do a GoFundMe. Like GoFundMe, I don't. That's not what my style. My style's not GoFundMe. I feel like if it's like, if I really, really need it, and I was desperate, then I was like, okay, guys, I'm gonna do a GoFundMe. But I'm at that point right now. Even when I was homeless, I wasn't at that point when I was doing that. If anything, I like to even if I don't want to sell candy. People buy candy right now. I don't know. I'm happy that I have to go to that route in the past couple of years. I haven't sold candy in about 2.5 years. I'm happy about them. I say, oh my God, that's not a job, but bro, you have to have skills, personality, a method to your madness of where you go. Sell candy, it's a lot. You're not just selling candy. You got to be careful. And then if you can't sell in the train, I've sold some candy in the train, but I haven't sold it like, oh guys, I'm doing it for a basketball team. Oh guys, I'm doing it for my daughter in the train. Literally, I had the box in my hand. People said, are you selling that? And I was like, yeah. And they gave me money for it. So it's not like I was soliciting information. Sometimes because I didn't have, if I didn't have money for KK's trip, I would sell candy. Like, I don't want her to miss out on the adventure or whatever. And all the trips that she's been on for school. Other than that, like, I missed probably a couple of daycare stuff. Most of the time, even when she was younger, when she went to daycare trips, I went on them with her. So, but it's just a lot. It's really just a lot. I just adulting is a lot. Insurance in school. Oh, they said that Biden wanna cancel $10,000. I'm like, bruh, no, you need to cancel 50,000 so I could just be debt free, and that's the way to be. I'll just have credit card debt. And my credit card debt was getting lower, and I kind of spiced it up this year. But I need to get back on my grind and do what I gotta do and really pay for my stuff because I'm gonna go broke. Like, I don't want to go broke. That's not for me. Being broke is not for me. It's not my speed. I don't know. This is a lot. It's a lot. I'm tired, so I'm about to go to take a nap and to before my next meeting at 12 o'clock. All right, guys. Nobody's talking to me anyway, so nobody wants to see me. Anyway, guys. Bye. Y'all literally saw me almost drop asleep on you. Like, I'm tired. I couldn't sleep last. Let me just get this out the way. I couldn't sleep last night. Me and the baby. Mind you, got the fan on in the room. I need AC. I need to move and get AC on central air or something. Your baby just moving. I'm like, bro. I had a baby moving because you can hear the plastic on the bed, and I'm moving and I'm like hot, and the fan is going on both of us. But I have it moving. Um, I like to put a fan on the baby that much, but I want to get a head. But she's still getting a head cold. But it's just like she's hot as hell, and if she gets too hot, she get heat rash. Like, So I got to have the fan going on both of us. If I have the fan on me, like in my face all the time, I also get sick because still have we have too much AC and fan in your face sometimes. It's just a lot. But I just need a nice copacetic at 50% in my house, or 50 degrees in my house. I could be able to like something nice, like a little, it's a light room, not a thick one. Like I feel like it's cozy at 50. Anything above is like why am I here? Anyway, guys, I'm tired. I'm about to sleep. Like I really could not sleep last night because of this. It was crazy. Anyway, guys.